Now, I've got to admit there's been several sword and sorcery films that I've actually taken a look into, and some of them are pretty good, and some of them are really surprising with some real, well, hot ladies. But there's this one film that really had both, but it still proved to be a real cult classic. And since its new remakes coming up this October, which will probably be unlikely be only nowhere near the neck of my woods, probably won't get to see it. But here it is. Prepare yourselves, because here's my review of the original Deathstalker. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm the Big D, of course, and this time around, I bring to you a review of the 1983 sword and sorcery flick, which is Argentine and American, Deathstalker, released by New World Pictures, along with Ares Cinematographica Argentina and Palo Alto. Directed by James Spardelletti, credited as John Watson, starring Rick Hill in the title role along with Barbi Benton, Bernard Erhard, and Lana Clarkson. The film was released on September 2nd, 1983. It was the first in a series of 4 films about the titular character and his adventures, and the first of 10 films that Roger Corman produced in Argentina during the 1980s. Yes, and this story was written by Howard R. Cohen. And I gotta say, this is a really intensifying film in a way. Okay, well, maybe not intensifying, but still pretty dark and cool, though. On a mythical land and time, or should it be in a mythical land and time? Yeah, it should be in a mythical land and time. Some jerk on my source made a typo. The warrior Deathstalker is set by a witch on a quest to find a chalice, an amulet, and a sword, 2 of which are already held by the wicked sorcerer Munkar, who has deposed the land's king and taken control as the new kingdom's regent. Deathstalker finds the sword almost immediately, which has been hidden by the witch in a cave guarded by an ogre and an imp. The imp, Salmaron, reveals himself to be a thief cursed by the witch and aids Deathstalker in defeating the ogre. Deathstalker removes the curse from Salmaron, and the thief agrees to accompany Deathstalker on his journey. Sword in hand, Deathstalker sets out to Munkar's castle to gain the remaining objects of power. On his journey, Deathstalker learns of a tournament from Ogris, a charming warrior. Munkar has invited warriors across the land to participate in contests until a winner is determined. The winner will inherit Munkar's kingdom. One night, along the way to the tournament, the pair meet Kara, a defiant female warrior who only wears a G-string and a cloak. Whoa. Later that night, Deathstalker has, as CX wears sex, yeah, well, I should say it because this is an R-rated film. Salmaron looks on with amusement at the pair. Kyra joins the group on their journey the next morning. Arriving at Munkar's castle, Deathstalker and the other participants gather in Munkar's banquet room the night before the tournament. The warriors are invited to get drunk and rape Munkar's harem slaves, including Princess Kadal. Ogris connects with one slave girl while Kara keeps Deathstalker to herself. Deathstalker rescues Princess Kadal briefly, but Munkar takes her back. Munkar reveals to his assistant that his true agenda is for the warriors to fight each other to the death until only a weakened survivor remains for Munkar to kill. This would remove all threats to his rule. Munkar transforms his assistant into the likeness of the princess and sends him to kill the hero. When Deathstalker attempts to rape Kodal, he discovers that the woman is not all woman and sends her away. Kara finds the assassin, assuming she is the real Kodal. She is tragically killed by the assassin in a sword fight after Munkar's disguise spell wears off. The night after the first day of the tournament, Ogris is taken by Munkar's men to a prison cell while Samaran is attacked by prison guards. The thief is knocked into a well that leads to Munkar's harem. It is revealed that Ogris brought Deathstalker to the tournament expressly for Munkar, and he is ordered to kill him. Reluctant to kill his friend, Ogris warns Deathstalker and asks the hero to just leave the tournament, but Deathstalker refuses and attacks him. During the brawl, Ogris has the chance to draw the sword and kill Deathstalker, but chooses to fight fairly and ultimately loses. Deathstalker says goodbye to the fire and kills him. Now for the ending, you better stop this video right now. I'm counting right this down. So if you've seen this movie already, please continue and you know the rest. Okay, you've been warned. The last day of the tournament arrives, and there are only two competitors left, Deathstalker and an ogre. After a long fight, Deathstalker kills the ogre and moves to claim his prize. He is attacked by Munkar's men, but makes his way to the amulet. Samurai is discovered in the harem room, but frees the women and helps them slay the guards. Deathstalker defeats the holder of the amulet and faces Munkar. He is able to defeat the sorcerer's illusions and claims the third object of power. Deathstalker declares he has no interest in Munkar's power or kingdom. He destroys the three objects of power and throws Munkar to a crowd of slaves who tear him apart. End of story. So what did I think of Deathstalker? I'm going to say this is pretty much an underrated gem from the 80s. I must say it's really something. I had to admit that this was just so wow. Now, this movie was made to cash in on the success of Conan the Barbarian, which came out the previous year, financed by Roger Corman through his company Palo Alto, and distributed by New World Pictures, which Corman had recently sold New World but had an agreement for the new owners to distribute his films. Richard Hill was a former football player at Georgia Tech who had starred in Today's FBI. He was in this film. The director had shot the notorious additional rape sequences for Corman in Humanoids from the Deep. That was a little fun fact. The film was shot on location and at the Aries Studios in Buenos Aires. The film was a hit at the box office, earning over $5 million in rentals. The film was also popular on home video before, becoming a staple during the fledgling days of cable television and video rentals. Of a review, the LA Times noted the film was funny on purpose and pleasantly silly, while also praising its brisk direction. The Boston Globe called it a cauldron brimming with stale filmmaking, stone-faced acting, and primitive editing, aside from the nasty rapes, which the reviewer said lost count after 6, and the endless violence. The film drips with derivative dullness, and the movie is so bad that the director can't even give you a credible decapitation. That may be, but I still think this was really, really awesome in some spots and what have you. The film did so success and encouraged Corman and Argentinian producer-director Hector Oliveira to collaborate again to produce Barbarian Queen with Lana Clarkson in the title role. And then after this, 3 sequels were released. Deathstalker 2, which I have seen. The other 2 I have not yet seen. Deathstalker and the Warriors from Hell, and Deathstalker 4, Match of Titans. If I happen to find those 2, I'll review them in the future. Now, I will review Deathstalker 2 next, though. Now, very soon there is to be a brand new reboot coming up from Canadian director Steven Kostanski with veteran action star Daniel Bernhardt to take over the title role. Anyway, it will be opening in theaters on October 10th, so I wish us the best of luck. Since it's going to be released by Shout Studios, which is a subsidiary of Shout Factory, who had actually recently released this and the sequel on DVD, I think on DVD. No, I think it might be on Blu-ray in a double feature through their Screen Factory subsidiary. In late 2023, Vault Comics announced an eponymous series based on the Deathstalker property, which started as a teaser for the aforementioned reboot. Well, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, the film launched the career of Lana Clarkson, well, I'll get to him in a bit, who became a recognizable cult celebrity in the genre. Of course, she later went on to work on Barbarian Queen and its sequel, and guest starred in an episode of Black Scorpion. Corman went on to do some other films in Argentina. Those started with the following years The Warrior and the Sorceress in 1984, Wizards in the Kingdom, Barbarian Queen, and Cocaine Wars, all three from 1985, Amazons from 1986, Deathstalker 2 and Stormquest in 1987, To the Tango in 1988, and Play Murder for Me in 1990. Now, I haven't seen those except for Deathstalker 2, but again, if I do happen to encounter those, I will certainly look into them and maybe I'll review those later on down the road. Now then, for the cast, we have playing Deathstalker is Rick Hill. Yes, now of course he was a former gridiron football player, and I'm going to say he absolutely did very well in playing the titular character. This was actually his film debut. Unfortunately, he didn't get to play Deathstalker in the next two films, but he would, however, return to play him again in the fourth film, Match of Titans. And he also had appeared on other programs and or TV shows, including Charlie's Angels, A is a Nub, Magnum PI, The Dukes of Hazzard, Cheers, and even the original Matlock. So I have to give him credit for what he had to offer. Playing Kadile is Barbi Benton, who of course was well known for appearing in Playboy and as a regular on Hee Haw. Yes, that I thought the name sounded familiar, but I couldn't shake the feeling that it was her or not. But it was her. I mean, I was surprised. August is played by Richard Brooker. Of course, most people would know him for playing Jason in Friday the 13th, Part 3. Lana Clarkson played Kara, and I gotta say, she was absolutely amazing. Yep. But of course, she of course is no longer with us, but I know she did. I know, but I'll look into some more of her films. We have Bernard Erhard as Munkar, really good. Augusto Larrea as Salmaron, and not too bad. There's lots of others and what have you. So the cast is pretty good. The music done by Oscar Cardozo Ocampo. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Was absolutely really good too. So if you're into a nurse type of sword and sorcery flick outside of Conan, then I'd say this is a film for you. So I'd say sure, go ahead. That's my recommendation of seeing Deathstalker. You might like it. What did you think of Deathstalker? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation, and you know the rest. Join me next time when I review Deathstalker 2. So if you like this, check out some of these other barbaric films. You can check out my review of the original Conan the Barbarian with Schwarzenegger in the upper left-hand corner, or you can see my review of its sequel, Conan the Destroyer from 1984 in the upper right-hand corner, or if you like another something Roger Corman had worked on, see my review of the original Piranha from 1978 in the bottom left-hand corner. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.